couple years ago, some of the paint was chipping off around the windows where the old silicone met up. So to kind of add an aesthetic and trim work, I went ahead and did it around all of the windows. I made up some little masks or stencils and cut the made paper pieces first and then cut these shapes out. There's little seams on them you can see. Anyways, that's got that window's new plexiglass tinted. Put these little things on here just to hide previous holes that were in it. Let's see. Painted the awning. These are external speaker brackets that I'll show you inside why they're there. And then again, this is more of the eternal bond stuff. We get a wide angle view of it. Put the chrome rim things on it. Those are hard to find for 14-inch rims. They're like $350. Put that light that does the motion sensor, and I just put the switch right here on my this is for the internal refrigerator, but I actually stuck a generator in there, which I'll show you more about that inside. I made up these logos myself. Actually, this was a sticker company's font and their little clip art stuff. So all these corners are wrapped with the Eternabond behind this piece of trim. So the piece of trim comes off. I gutted the interior so has all new wood in it to screw to. And then I did that kind of corner piece up there because when I was demoing the inside, I screwed up some of the fiberglass. And so I had to hide some holes that I'd accidentally punched through. And I'm missing that little trim piece up there. I think I accidentally threw it away. So I need to find that trim piece. Here's the back of it. The trim piece up there, I just added that because that seam was coming apart. And then I add these little round hardware sticker things that hide your hardware. So this is a new piece of 3/4 inch pressure treated plywood behind this, and this material right here is it's aluminum with has like a polyurethane piece behind it. It dents if you hit it, but it's pretty solid. So I didn't want to have any exposed hardware. This trim is just from Trim for Tiles, Home Depot piece, and I just stuck it all on there. I did this a couple years ago, so you can kind of see it needs to be recocked already. Old school headlight tail lights, I just went with those. I liked them. Put the backup camera down there. More of that Eternabond seal. And then I put the LED package on it up top on the roof. It has one light on each side, and then had the big one back in the front. And what I do was I just glue those down to a big piece of aluminum plate, and then, or screw those down to a piece of aluminum plate, and then I glue that aluminum plate down so I don't punch any holes in it, in the roof. Here's the bumper that I made. It's just a little thin aluminum, and it's got a piece of styrofoam inside there, so it kind of actually works as a bumper. This compartment right here was an add-on because I punched a hole in there by accident. So it now hides my stinky slinky that goes underneath the RV. We added the external RV shower. There was also a hole here that happened when I was parking it one day, so I added the auxiliary shower unit door in here to hide that hole. The black ladder. So this is all stock. Did the Eternabond on the seam down there, and I should have completed it over there, but whatever. So these are all the same thing I was showing you earlier about around the windows, because some of this paint was chipping off. So I just add these Eternabond seals, and then I still have to use silicone around the edges on the top up there. So yeah, that's all sealed up completely. And then here the paint was chipping farther away, so I had to add this kind of Battlestar Galactica looking corner. I upgraded what I did with the power is an extension cord pulls out. So instead of it being a plug right there, I have like a 15-foot cord that just pulls out of there. And Here's all that more that eternal bond around the corners and up top. And then I did the whole entire top seal. I just wrapped that piece of trim work, that the stock stuff, with it. And it goes up on the roof about that far as well, 4-inch. So that's the outside. Let's go on the inside. So again, more Eternabond. This is the original fixture right here. I just painted it black, painted that black, more Eternabond. So the interior. Interior is all completely redone. Big fat Thermarest mattress that I stuck up there, my unmade bed. All up in here was completely redone, all new wood. Then it's got those little cheap paper blinds. It's got one of those 12-volt hookup things right there. Those are the original cabinets. Painted them. Stuck this piece of wood on there and then added that little piece of trim on there. So this painted corner is the old original cabinet. Added the butcher block countertop. That was a lot of work. Cutting that piece and fixing it onto the old kitchen console fixture. Added the little switch for shore power or generator power. Made all these cushions. There are multiple pieces of foam in here, and then there's a soft piece on top, and then it's wrapped with a nylon stretchy fabric, and then it's covered. That I made these covers, and all of them are stapled down to a board. So this is what it looks like on those pieces underneath. This was my first one, so you can see some of those corners were not the best. But anyways, this is where the captain's seat used to be. Got rid of that. Little paper blind things. So on these paper blinds, I made these little metal boxes out of some flashing from Home Depot. Whatever, they work for now. Underneath here are all my electronics. You got your switch for your inverter, battery, all that good stuff. This was to turn the car amp on and off, which I'm not using yet. Little digital thermometer. This is for shore power or generator power, depends on how I'm running it. That's your battery, 12-volt power. This unit right here, I made this little cover for a compressor run ice box. So it gets everything nice and cold. Now the TV up in here, the locking RV mechanism, 12-volt TV, and got the Fire Stick plugged in for that. So this is now these speakers. So these are the brackets, hang speakers on your RV. They're gonna fall off the wall if you don't do something. So I added these, the bracket goes through to the outside. So they're sandwiched in between from the inside to the outside. When I ripped this RV apart, I had to completely rip all the walls out and most of the substructure studs in the wall. And so now all the walls have two thin sheets of plywood over them. The first one was to get everything even. The second sheet was to for aesthetics, just to get all my seams nice. All new door frame. So it's reinforced inside the wall here. It's super heavy duty now. Then up in here, this is for running my speaker wires and all the wires from the back of the RV to the front of the RV. You turn it on, you can see. And then I put the LED lights in there. So a little LED light creeps out of that little seam, and it comes out of this box up here, or this ledge up there. So it looks pretty cool at night. And then I also added another little LED package up in here. Those are just a little cheesy one that you buy for your car. You can see the wires, speaker wires go up in there. All the TV wires go up in there. The wires go into this wall right here. This was the old chimney wall for the RV refrigerator. I left it just in case I needed it, because this is the generator box that I built. it's all sealed super tight, but you always have to worry about carbon monoxide. So if I have to use a fan to pull any of the gases that are remaining in that box out there, it'll pull it up out of here. And I left the roof vent up in there so we could pull it up and out. This is just to hide some wires that were, this LED tape is real fragile, so I had a loop there I had to get rid of. These are not RV faucets, so you have to deal with converting all the plumbing over. And I added an inline water filter on that. Added the smaller sink instead of the big double sink, so now I can make up 2 plates of food here. This is still the original oven, just cleaned it all up. Throw that in there, keep it quiet. Original heater. I had to add a new converter box down in there because the old one was putting out too high voltage for my battery. And then in the bathroom, this is all original down here. I added this piece of wood and added the little sink, which is nice because this drains into the black water tank. The shower is all rebuilt inside there. I had to rip all that out. Of course, it was all rotten. Used the original shower pan, and then just painted it with the spray paint and resealed. This is just exterior paint and caulk. So, you know, you use the shower how often? You know, I wouldn't expect for it to hold up forever, but you know, you take a shower and you wipe it down, and it's just like the outside of your house getting wet, you know, as long as it's not sitting submerged underwater, that thing will hold up just fine. Had to redo the closet inside there as well. That's all new wood back in there. This is the little stand I built that locks in there. And what that stand is for is you take these 2 cushions off here, and then it goes in between there to make up a continuous bed. More storage underneath these, as you can imagine. See, these are I just made these where it's just a piece of wood, and it fits down in here, and then it locks down in this little board back here. I put this little board back here so they lean against that. It just sits down in there like that. What else? Redid this little guy. This is just that stick-on stuff. It works great. I don't even think I can find the seams, as long as it's put some new primer behind it. I'm still waiting for new handles to come for some of these cabinets. I like the carpet because it's much quieter when you're driving, and it's easy to just tear this piece out and use it as a mold or whatnot to outline, to cut a new piece and throw a new piece in there. And it's like $100 from Home Depot for there. This this wallpaper comes right off if you want to do something different down the road. Oh, one of the things I had to do is the roof on these things are always prone to sag. So I added this big steel beam in here. And what it does is it goes into this little like holster, I call it. So I took a floor jack and jacked up the roof with a 2x4 and got it up to the point where I had to put this little spacer in here, just because and that way my curtains can kind of slide back and forth for the bed. Yeah, these things are cut into the ceiling, so didn't feel like trying to pull those out. So that's it. Thanks for the tour, watching my tour, and more to come later.